On today's episode, Elon Musk has a new master plan, Tesla has a new lawsuit, and the Cybertruck comes alive. Elon Musk is working on his master plan part 4, and it will be epic. Or at least that's what he's recently said on X. Now, this is a bit unusual, even for Elon Musk, because Part 3 of the master plan was just released about 15 months ago, and prior to that there was a 10-year gap between 1 and 2, then a 7-year gap until Part 3. So what's changed? Well, everything, really. We had the annual shareholder meeting last week where Elon's status as the God Emperor of Tesla was given a ringing endorsement by both retail stockholders and large investors. Essentially, they voted yes on the same stock option payout that Elon was already approved for back in 2018. But then some judge came along and said that Elon wasn't allowed to have the stocks, so then the shareholders and board members had to vote to say yes, he is allowed to have the stocks, and now Tesla has to take out an appeals court ruling to try and get the judge overturned. It's a whole thing. Anyway, but as long as the legal system isn't even more screwed up than it already appears to be, the appeal should be successful now that it's endorsed by all stakeholders. And Elon will get his compensation package, which is $55 billion worth of Tesla shares, which not only increases his net worth by a staggering amount, it also gives Elon a larger stake in the company. More shares equal more power. Although Elon did have a much larger stake in Tesla before he sold a bunch of it to buy Twitter, this new compensation package would essentially get him back to where he was in 2022, plus a little bit more. Anyway, with ultimate power now within his grasp, Elon is ready to start shaking things up around here. As if he's never done that before, but this promises to be something different. At the meeting last week, Elon said that the next phase of the company would be, quote, not just opening a new chapter for Tesla, but this would be starting a whole new book. And it's presumable that this new book really begins with the Master Plan Part 4. I'm going to make a bold prediction here and say that this one is not really going to be about cars. The history of the Elon Musk Master Plan is revered at Tesla. Part 1 was written in 2006 and essentially laid out the blueprint for what the company would become over the next 10 years. It was beautifully simple, really. Step 1, build a sports car. Step 2, use that money to build an affordable car. Step 3, use that money to build an even more affordable car. Step 4, while doing the above, also provide zero-emission electric power generation options. And with the Model 3 and the Tesla Power Pack already in development, it came time for Master Plan Part 2 in 2016. This one was much more complex, and it was fitting for a company that had evolved significantly from a fledgling little startup that no one believed would last to establishing Tesla as a leading global automotive brand. So Part 2 was all about solar energy and battery storage, expanding the vehicle lineup to every major segment, developing full self-driving, and enabling your car to make money when you aren't using it. I guess it's a little subjective on just how complete Part 2 really is. Tesla is most of the way there right now, and Elon's Robotaxi event on August 8th is ostensibly promising to deliver on the rest. Then, Master Plan Part 3 is a bit of a weird one. It's a lot of numbers and math and stuff. The overall theme is very cool. It's basically an endgame on how to save the world and make the global economy more energy sustainable. But it's pretty thin on the details about how to accomplish the goals that were laid out, and it didn't really promise any new products or technology, which is kind of a bummer if that's the stuff that you come here for. But I think that Master Plan Part 4 will be different, big time. And you probably don't need me to tell you that there is going to be a lot of talk about autonomous AI and robots, but that's not all. Tesla did reveal a little bit of their upcoming vehicle lineup at the shareholder event. It's not much. It's basically reinforcing the idea that we should not expect a whole lot in the way of new product expansion on the Tesla vehicle side of things, but there are 3 new vehicles in the works, and these are signified by the renderings of 2 car-shaped objects with sheets on them and 1 van-shaped object with a sheet on it. These are nothing new. We've seen the car with the sheet on it many times since 2020, but we can apply some critical thinking here based on what we know right now. So let's start on the right-hand side. We see the Tesla Semi, the Cybertruck, and a car with a sheet on it. So the fact that it's grouped with these two specialty vehicles, or what Tesla might call the high-energy platforms, and combined with Elon Musk making promises that the new Tesla Roadster 2.0 is coming in 2025, and it's been totally redesigned, and Elon even just recently wrote on X the other day that the new Tesla Roadster can fly, that would be our Roadster. Now, jumping over to the left-hand side, we've got two vehicles that are sitting ahead of Model 3 and Y. That would probably signify that these are the most broadly reaching vehicle platforms and that they're also the lowest on the energy scale. So the top left, we have our CYBERCAB, and on the bottom left would be our Cybervan, a low occupancy autonomous transport and a high occupancy autonomous transport. Not exactly rocket science here, and of course, this is just a shape with a sheet on it, but the van is definitely on the narrow and tall side, which would be the ideal dimension for a vehicle that is going to be moving through a Boring Company tunnel, for example. And then there are the robots. Elon says that Tesla already has a couple of Optimus humanoid robots working in the factory right now, but there will be over 1,000 of them on the production line by next year. Elon also outlined a rough business model for the Tesla bot sales, saying that a market of 1 billion humanoid robot sales per year will be coming, and that Tesla should capture at least 10% of it. With the cost of goods for a volume production Tesla bot being around $10,000, the company will sell them for $20,000, which would annualize to a profit of around $1 trillion on robot sales alone. So right there are 2 points that will likely become foundational pillars to the Master Plan Part 4, or Part 4, which is French, not to be confused with the animal, which in French is chat. Anyway, putting the same treatment to autonomy and robotaxi is a little bit more difficult. The firm ARK Invest, which is run by Cathie Woods, went ahead and did their own math on Tesla's future potential, essentially pricing in all of the autonomous robotaxi stuff that we know will be in Elon Musk's Master Plan Part 4, and they came up with some pretty insane conclusions. Elon referenced this directly at the shareholder meeting. He said that the numbers were ambitious, but possible. He also said that ARK has the most accurate prediction for Tesla out of anyone on Wall Street. So the basis is that up to 90% of Tesla's value and earnings by the year 2029 will be attributed to the robotaxi business. Consumer vehicle sales will fall to just about 1/4 of the company's revenue. And with a much higher margin on robotaxi operations, Tesla could reach a market cap of just under $11 trillion with a share price of $3,100. Currently, the most valuable companies in the world, such as Apple and Nvidia, are sitting at around $3 trillion of market cap. And right now, Tesla stock is at $187 per share. It's also worth noting that ARK numbers don't even take into account the Optimus robot, so ambitious would be too light of a word to use here, but is it possible? We will wait and see. Tesla recently announced a production record of 1,300 Cybertrucks per week at Giga Texas, and with a new goal to reach 2,500 per week by the end of this year. And this coincides with the shift from the production of the Foundation Series vehicle to the Standard Series. Ostensibly, there is no real difference between a Foundation Cybertruck and a regular one, aside from a laser etching on the body panel and a bunch of additional accessories and software upgrades, many of which were not actually included with the Foundation truck, such as the overhead light bar and full self-driving. Foundation owners also got the opportunity to beta test the Cybertruck and find all of the potential flaws in the design, such as the wheel covers that eat the tires, the accelerator pedals that get stuck to the floor, and a generally unpredictable giant windshield wiper. But I'm not exactly shedding any tears for people who paid over $100,000 for a pickup truck. I'm sure they'll be just fine. Now, the production series dual-motor Cybertruck will come in at a little less than $80,000 US, and It uses American-made battery cells, so this will now qualify for the full United States EV tax credit of $7,500, which definitely gets a little bit more enticing, even though it is still well above the average vehicle selling price in the USA, which is $47,000. There was also no update given on the status of the Cybertruck waiting list. Now, a lot of reservation holders with deep pockets were able to skip ahead in the line if they paid up for a Foundation Series truck, while those holding out for the most affordable rear-wheel drive variants, we could be left waiting for many years to come. Tesla has filed a new lawsuit against their former equipment supplier, Matthews International, alleging that the company stole trade secrets about battery manufacturing and shared them with Tesla's competition. According to a report from Reuters, Tesla says that the ex-supplier owes damages that are conservatively estimated to exceed $1 billion, alleging that the firm misused trade secrets about its dry battery electrode manufacturing equipment. Tesla is arguing that not only did Matthews steal their battery secrets, but Matthews also built and sold machines and technology that embody those trade secrets to Tesla's competition. The partnership between the two companies dates back to 2019, with Matthews providing manufacturing machinery, probably some of which was seen in the Battery Day video of 4680 cell production, which is Tesla's first product to attempt to utilize the dry battery electrode process. Tesla acquired that dry electrode technology when they bought out a company called Maxwell. That was also in 2019. This wouldn't be Tesla's first lawsuit over their 4680 battery technology. Just the other day, a man named Klaus Flugviel, who was arrested for stealing Tesla's ideas and property and then trying to sell them to undercover agents, he pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges and now faces up to 10 years in prison.